What's up, cartoon lovers? Simon here. Welcome to HannaTalk, and today I'm here with a voice actor who you might know as the voice of Cyclops from X-Men Evolution, Miroku from Inuyasha, Hotshot from Transformers, Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars, Goku from Dragon Ball Z, Cole from Lego Ninjago, Mobile Suit Gundam, Mega Man NT Warrior, Ninja Turtles, and many more. Please welcome Kirby Morrow.
Woo! Hello! How's it going?
I'm very well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm fabulous. Thank you.
That is fantastic. So, on to the first question. How did you get started in acting?
Kind of a funny story. Actually, I was set to go to law school, and I had walked by the theater department in the university, and I thought, well, I've always wanted to take an acting class because I never did any acting or anything in high school, but I always wanted to do it. So I went in and asked some questions about it. And they thought I wanted to sign up for the program for the following year, so they signed me up. I thought they were just going to send me information in the mail. We didn't have the fancy internet back then, so it was. And then I got a phone call later that summer before I was going to start my commerce degree before going to law school, and they said they had someone drop out of the program, and I had an audition for the program if I wanted to go into theater. So I decided to give it a shot, and I got in, and so I thought I'd just see how far it would go, and 22 years later, it's been going pretty good.
Fantastic. And what was your first voiceover role?
That would be Gundam Wing, the role of Troy Barton. Actually, maybe it was... No, sorry, the first one was Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles.
Right.
Yeah. Well, dude, I love being turtles.
And going on to, and speaking about, of course, with Ninja Turtles, what was it like being part of the Ninja Turtles universe?
It was pretty awesome. We did the live-action series where they introduced Venus de Milo, the female turtle, and it was Eastman and Laird all involved with it. And we did one season, and unfortunately there was some politics that started a lawsuit between the puppeteers and the production, and they decided to cancel the series after 1 year. So that was unfortunate, but it was very nice to play an iconic character like Michelangelo. The girls seem to like that one.
I'm sure they do. And speaking about, as you just mentioned before, was the live action series, because I did an interview a while back with Matt Hill, who I know did a live action version of the Ninja Turtles series. Did you ever... I know you worked with Matt Hill quite a little bit in a few productions and such. Did you ever work together in any of the Ninja Turtles programs?
Yeah, in that series he was Raphael and I was Michelangelo.
Right.
Yeah, so it was the same one.
Right.
Yeah.
And I interviewed him, and I actually spoke with him a little bit about what was it like wearing the actual suit and such. And
because he did the third movie, I believe. Yeah.
Yes. It must have been a bit of a struggle to walk around in a suit and everything.
I remember he told me. I think he ended up getting like bad skin condition from it or something, and it was quite hard. 'Cause we were just voices, so we didn't have to wear suits in our series.
Right.
But there were actors in the series that were acting like mimes, and then we would just add the voices afterwards.
Fantastic. Now, one of the best-known roles that you're known for is the voice of Miroku, from Inuyasha. How did you get the role, and what was it like playing that character and in the series?
It was funny because it was an audition at Ocean Studios, and they'd come to know me quite well at that time, and they said, we got this one role we want you to come in and read for, specifically for the role of Miroku, and I think that's the only thing I auditioned for was just that one character, and luckily they liked it and I booked it. But then as the series started to go on, I'm like, wow, this guy's kind of a lecherous pig. He's got some Donald Trumpisms about him. I don't know, it's kind of crazy.
Oh man, I'm just kind of picturing right now what Miroku would kind of say to Donald Trump right now if he was live right now.
He'd be like, "Hey, attaboy, that's the way you do it. Now ask if they'll bury your children."
Oh. Fantastic. And speaking about with Inuyasha, how excited were you to play the character again in the final act, and how different was it doing the final act series compared to the original series?
It all kind of seemed the same. It was, you're working with the same director, and it's the same character, and there's always a change in the story, and you just you take each story and each adventure as they come. So it wasn't separated really as in, this is the final act. Or even when we did the video game, it's like, you play your character and you try and live it up to the best ability that you can for, to keep him the same type of person.
Right.
So, so it all just was just like doing the same thing. But, there's always different adventures and, a lot of yelling and throwing out the wind tunnels and then, wooing the ladies. And it was a fun character. It was definitely a lot of fun to him. So I liked it a lot.
That's fantastic. And speaking about, of course, with that particular role, with like a lot of roles that you get, what's the process like in preparing for the characters that you get?
Well, it differs if it's ADR or prelay. And ADR is audio dialogue replacement. So it's usually a cartoon that's been done in Japan or France or the Netherlands or something in a different language than English. And we revoice it in English, so that's why it's audio dialogue replacement. And the character's already been drawn. It's been played by somebody else. And so the mouth flaps are kind of, so long, and you have to fit your voice into those mouth flaps. So you're a little limited on how creative you can be. You can dabble a little bit, but there's more strict guidelines for sticking in ADR. For prelay, you go into the room with a bunch of other actors, and you act out the scenes. And so you're free to improv a little bit, and add some different mannerisms or certain things that become stock in the character, like Homer Simpson's "Don't." I don't think it was initially in the cartoons they started. I'm not sure, but you get more chance to be creative and have more variety in a prelay.
Right. And speaking about, of course, with Homer Simpson's dog, I remembered watching an interview with Dan Castellaneta when he was talking about where it started and everything. And that, you're right, it didn't start off in the original series. It actually came a little bit later on and such, after they first started off. So, yeah, that's fantastic. And with
I did an on-camera part with Dan Castellaneta in the unauthorized Charlie's Angels biography. I played one of the Charlie's Angels agents, and I can't remember what he was playing, but we were on set together, filming it here in Victoria.
Fantastic.
So, just out on the island, yeah.
Fantastic. And with coming up with voices for your characters and such, what's the process for that like usually? And when you get a certain character to play, is there like a certain process that you go through to portray this character? You kind of, if you're lucky enough to get a picture, the picture can say a lot about a character. You kind of get an idea by different drawings that they'll make, and see if it's a big person, a little person. If you want to play an opposite, like a big guy with a really high pitched voice, or a smaller guy with a deeper voice, or kind of play more on type. So that starts, and then they kind of give descriptions of what they think they're looking for, and they'll say, it could be kind of thinking maybe something like this voice from this live action show or this cartoon. And once again, when I started, there was no internet, so when they would give examples, and it was generally people older than me creating these cartoons, and I'd have no idea who these examples were. And I'm like, how do I find out what this person sounds like? But the internet was a great invention. I use it quite often now, so it's quite helpful in my career. Thank God for the internet.
Yeah, I tell ya. Woo!
Yeah. And moving on to like a lot of the other roles that you're best known for, but one of the roles that you're best known for is Goku from the Ocean dub version of Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
How did you get the role, and what was it like playing that character in one of the most famous anime franchises of all time?
I tell you, I was a little nervous because it started off with Ian Corlett, and then Ian I think he was too busy and wasn't going to do anime anymore because it's a lot more work and you get paid a lot less to do that than prelays. And so he kind of walked away from the show, and then Peter Klamas took it over. And then they decided to move it to Texas, and Sean Schemmel took it over for a little while. And then the fans weren't happy that it was all the voices had changed, so they brought it back to Vancouver. And Peter was busy, and because he was busy on something else, I'd gone in, and because I could do a kind of an impression of Peter, I did a commercial for it, and they just liked the way I sounded, so they just offered me the role as it came back. And so I took it over, and I was very nervous that it's like, oh man, if I mess this up, the fans are going to crucify me. But everybody was really, really nice. I got a lot of positive feedback, and a lot of people I meet at conventions now are like, I grew up with you, man. Oh, it's so awesome. And I'm so happy to see how happy it made people and how much they loved the show. So it was great.
That's fantastic. And of course, I did an interview a while back with Lee Tocker, and he made a really, really big announcement on regards to Dragon Ball Z, playing the voice of Frieza in the Ocean dub, I think it is, or I think it was Blue Water.
He's playing the voice of Frieza now.
Yes.
In the GT.
No, in the original Dragon Ball Z series, I think. I believe so.
He did play the voice of Frieza.
Oh, fantastic.
No. Is that what? I'm sorry. Is that what you were saying? I didn't quite understand the question.
Lee Tocker, I did an interview with him a while back, and he announced on Facebook and across social media and such that he is now officially the voice of Frieza on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, that might be now because they're doing a Dragon Ball GT.
Yes.
Right.
And are you playing Goku in the Dragon Ball GT series, or is it a different actor?
No. I was not available, and I think Sam Vincent took it over. I think.
Right.
Oh no! Sorry, Richard Ian Cox took it over.
Right.
So Richard Ian Cox is now doing it.
Fantastic.
Yeah. He was Inuyasha in Inuyasha.
Oh, fantastic! That's brilliant.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
And if you ever got the chance to play in a Dragon Ball series again, you would take it up in a heartbeat.
Oh, absolutely.
Fantastic. And
yeah.
Speaking about the Funimation actors, Funimation version of Dragon Ball Z, have you ever watched the Funimation version or met any of the actors from the Funimation version?
I've met a few of the actors. Chris Sabat, for sure. A couple other names are escaping me right now. Never met Sean Schemmel. I've met a few of the guys, great guys, all good people. So, yeah.
Fantastic. And other anime that you've also played in the past is, as you mentioned at the start, the Mobile Gundam series, Mega Man NT Warrior, and Death Note. What was it like doing those series?
Mega Man Warrior was very funny because I just always like, now just fly! And it was nice to get into a different vocal range. I tend to play the young hero a lot. Kind of the young, Von Fennell from Vision of Escaflowne, and it just kind of using my soft range. And but with Electric Man, I got to freak out and be crazy. And Mikami was like evil as delete. And he had such a great death scene. Remember one point where they're saying, okay, so now this steel pipe actually goes through his throat. So I need to hear a lot of blood and gurgling as you're dying. I'm like, what a great day at work. This is awesome.
Wow, that's fantastic. And with the Gundam series, what was it like being involved in the Gundam franchise?
Pretty fantastic. It was pretty huge back, I think it was 99 when we started that. No, maybe 97. Ooh, now, I wonder. But yeah, it was a while ago. And so I did that, Gundam Wing, Mobile Gundam, and a lot of really dedicated fans. We did a couple cons where they had all the Gundam pilots show up from Gundam Wing, and people were really excited about that. And it's really interesting to see how much people love these, and they love to meet us, and we love to meet them, and it's pretty cool.
Fantastic. And with the Gundam series, because you've worked across, as you mentioned before, in a lot of the Gundam series, what was like your favorite Gundam series to work on?
I think because I was the biggest character in Gundam Wing, so whatever one that features more screen time of me is my favorite. I think. Yeah, so I really liked playing Troy Barton. He was a fun character, and you get into heavy arms and get to go battle people. It's pretty cool.
And what was like your favorite anime to work on?
I really loved Vision of Escaflowne. It was a really cool story. And I played Von Fennell, the King of Finalia, and there's a great love story in it with Hitomi, playing my longtime animated love interest, Kelly. Oh my God, what's Kelly's last name? I just blanked out. I'll figure it out. Kelly, she plays Barbie. Kelly.
Oh, Kelly Sheridan.
Kelly Sheridan. Thank you. Well, I'm getting old, man. I'm losing my mind.
Well, that's fantastic, though.
But yeah, and my character could fly. He had wings. It was like, it was super, super fun.
Fantastic.
Super cool. Yeah.
And one of the other shows you're best known for is Hotshot from Transformers.
Yeah.
What was it like being part of the world of Transformers?
It was great. I came in a little late in the series. Somebody else was doing it, and then they brought me in to replace. And I was also, at the time, I was playing Radical, the kid. So in essence, because I think Radical was inside, he drove Hotshot, which in the movies. So technically, I was the Shia LaBeouf character, although they made him 16 in the movies, and he was 13 in the cartoon. And Bumblebee, which was the Trans Am, which Hotshot is. Trans Am, or yeah. So he drove. Bumblebee didn't speak in the movies, but he did in the cartoon, and he was called Hotshot. Hotshot's the fastest Transformer. Then there's Radical. Me and my buddies discovered the Autobots who are at a war with the Decepticons. It's totally crazy.
Fantastic. And another franchise that you're also best known for playing, you're also best known for playing in the Marvel Universe, particularly Cyclops from X-Men Evolution.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like playing that character, and what was it like stepping into the world of Marvel?
It was very interesting because I'd never read those comic books. So when I first had the audition, I just kind of studied the character and I looked at him, and I didn't know much about X-Men at all at the time. This was before the movies ever came out, I ended up getting the part, and I was like, I don't really know anything about Cyclops. So I went to a comic book store and I bought one of those big novellas with all the comics in them, and like a big book, and I read all the cartoons I could, or all the comic books I could about X-Men and Cyclops, and because these were, X-Men Evolution was when they're in high school, so it's kind of they're young and starting out, I really wanted to capture the essence of the character right. So Scott Summers being the leader of the group and a little more reserved, and but taking that leadership role. So I did a lot of research for that one, so I wouldn't mess up or get fired.
Right, that's fantastic. And in fact, I think I read it somewhere that David Kaye, the voice actor of Professor X from X-Men Evolution, I think several of the creators for X-Men Evolution said that if it had gone past the Apocalypse storyline, which was, I think, Season 4, or maybe Season 3, I think it was, that it would have gone into much deeper storylines, because they've teased a lot in the final episode, like the Dark Phoenix, Mr. Sinister, and X-Force and all that kind of stuff. If they had continued on to doing the series, would you be open to coming back?
Oh, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Absolutely, yeah.
And what was like your favorite Marvel project to work on?
Well, I'm working on a little Marvel project right now, live action, called Legion.
Oh, fantastic.
I don't know if you've heard about this, but
yes.
It's very top secret. I'm not allowed to talk about it, but I just found out the main cast, I'm recurring in it, and the main cast just went to New York Comic-Con this last weekend to talk about it. So at least I can say the name now, and I can say that I'm in it, but I can't say much else. So, yeah, but it's going to be good.
That's fantastic. That is amazing. And another franchise you're best known for is in the Star Wars universe as Anakin Skywalker. What was it like? What was it like stepping into the world of Star Wars?
To be Darth Vader is pretty cool. I was pretty excited about being part of that, and it was great because I played Anakin, but I also played General Grievous. So I got to be the evil General Grievous with his 4 arms, and I'm doing big suits. Play a completely different character than young Anakin. And so it was pretty cool.
Fantastic. And I know that you've also played Anakin Skywalker in also one of the Lego Star Wars trilogies as well. In fact, you played a lot across the Lego universe. What was it like playing in the Lego in the world of Lego?
Lego is awesome. I would work on Lego shows for the rest of my life if I could. The Lego people are great, fantastic fun, and the animation looks fantastic, and the stories are fun, and scripts are well read. The cast, whenever we get together on any Lego show, it's always been. I also guest starred on Lego Knights, one of their newer ones, and that was a lot of fun too. So I've been on all 3 of their current series: Ninjago, Lego Knights, and Star Wars, and I love them all. They're so much fun.
Fantastic. And one of the current series, as you just mentioned before, that you're in now, is Lego Ninjago. What's it like doing that series and playing the character Cole, which is your character?
Yeah, Cole is, it's kind of, once again, playing a young kid. It's a good thing I'm 43 and I can still play 13-year-olds. That's a crowning achievement. But it's a really fun series, and we've done technically 6 seasons, maybe 7. And now there is a feature film coming out, but unfortunately they're not going to use our voices for the characters in the feature.
Oh no!
Gotta use those star names to bring in the dollar bills, y'all.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Unfortunately, so.
Yeah. If kids were the ones that bought the tickets, the theater tickets, then maybe we'd still be there. But yes. But I think they got Jackie Chan playing Sensei Wu, and the lead actor from Portlandia is playing Cole. I can't remember his name right now, but so I don't know how famous he is, but he's very popular. So yeah, it should be good though.
Right. And in fact, speaking about with Jackie Chan, as I did an interview with with Matt Hill before, and I know that he did a guest appearance in Shanghai Nice with Jackie Chan and Owen
Jackie
Wilson.
Chan, he did, yeah.
Yes, and he told like this really funny story about like how Jackie Chan behind the scenes he would juggle things on set when they were not filming on camera and such. So, which is really hilarious.
Yeah,
and
he's a comedian at heart. I've met him. He's quite funny. He's good guy.
He's a really great guy indeed. And have you ever had like with working like with such big have you ever had the of course working with such big names? Have you ever had like very pinch yourself kind of moments, thinking, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm standing next to this star right here"?
When I think my second job in 1996, I was working side by side with Wonder Woman, and I was like, "That's Wonder Woman."
Oh,
I'm working with Wonder Woman.
Linda Carter?
Linda Carter. Oh yeah, yeah. That was. I think I was 22 at the time. It was that was kind of a pinch yourself moment. She was still a very attractive woman.
That's fantastic. Now, as an actor, what kind of roles have you always been more drawn to personally as an actor?
Drawn to everything. I want diversity. I want to play roles that are challenging, this year I've done a lot of Hallmark movies where I play a very sweet, innocent type of guy. But on Legion, I'm more of a drug addict and badass. So it's very interesting to play diverse roles, and that's a great thing about doing animation, because you can play different ages, different races. You can just really delve into so many different types of characters and access all these parts of your vocal range to delve into characters and make them as interesting as possible. So I really love that, the diversity.
That's awesome. Fantastic. As an actor, what was the most challenging role for you to play?
I did a movie. It was supposed to be a pilot for a new series, but it didn't get picked up, so it ran as a movie called High Moon. And in High Moon, I went for one character that was supposed to speak a little bit of Russian, but was mostly an American spy. I didn't get that role, but because I went into the audition speaking some Russian, only because the girl who worked at my juice bar at my gym taught me some lines in Russian to go into my audition with. They said to me, if I think I can learn the Russian, they want to give me this Russian role of a Russian major general. So I had to learn 76 lines in Russian, which was a very difficult language to just pick up. But yeah, so I did the whole show. I didn't speak English once, just spoke in Russian, and it was very challenging to learn, but it was very rewarding once we finished everything. I thought it looked great. A lot of Russians told me they understood me, so that was great.
Fantastic. And was there ever a role or a character you ever wanted to play or ever wished that you played?
Every one I didn't get. every audition I went for, and they went some other way. That's the one I really wanted. It's In animation, when we first got into X-Men, the only X-Men character I knew was Wolverine, and so I really wanted to play Wolverine. But Scott McNeil did a fabulous job with it. But it's kind of bub. would have really liked to play that character. Yeah, pretty much. You know, we audition a lot. And there's a lot of not failure, but you just don't get a lot of things that you go out for, and it can be frustrating, and you really want to book things, but you just got to take it with well, not right for this character in their eyes, and you just move on to the next one. You just celebrate the wins, the ones you did get.
And have there ever been certain roles that you've turned down because you didn't like the content of the project, of that project or that character in particular, or ever turned down roles that you regretted later on?
There was a role in a show called Queer as Folk, which was done. Was that Australian to start with, or was it British?
I'm actually not sure.
Queer as Folk. It started off, and then it was remade. American company picked it up and remade it. There was some very blatant, over-the-top, gratuitous sex in it that I just wasn't really comfortable with. So I turned that one down. That was many years ago. But you know, mostly I'm a whore. I'll take anything.
That's fantastic. And what would you say as an actor? What would you say is the one role that resonates with you the most, and you feel like you can relate to as a person?
One role that I've done that resonates with me the most.
Yep.
Huh. There's a thinker. Well, definitely not any of the football player or rapist roles. Let's see. That was my very first role, football player. Oh, molester. Only because I never played football, and of course I would never do. But let's see. Trying to think back through my resume. Yeah, I don't think I've played anything that's really truly kind of who I am, which I think maybe is a tribute to my acting skills. But I just like playing different characters, and characters that are very different from who I am. You know, it's like if you're not a fighter or a aggressive person, when you play that on TV, it's kind of therapeutic to kind of let that out and then go back to being nice and demure and kind to people, maybe too kind. But I can't really think of something offhand that jumps out at me. I will, like 5 minutes after we end this interview, I'll be like, oh, yeah. So maybe I'll call you back.
That's fantastic. And final question, what do you think Goku would say if he saw kangaroos?
Crikey!
I can definitely picture that right now. That's fantastic. Kirby Morrow, thank you so much. It's been an honor.
Awesome. Thank you, my friend. It's great to talk to you.
That's no problem at all. And anything you'd like to say to the fans out there?
Hey, thank you for being fans, and keep watching, and I'll continue to keep doing this.
That's fantastic. And this is one last question I leave out there for you, Kirby, and also for the listeners out there. What kind of anime would you want to see turn into a live-action series that you want to see Kirby Morrow star in as a main character?
That I've done, or any anime?
Well, any anime that you've done, really.
Let's see. Live action. You know what? There was one that I did that was so much fun. We did quite a few episodes. It was called Project Arms, and it was about these young guys that they'd had their arms or legs replaced with mechanical fighting weapons, and they were just kind of real butt kickers and defenders of good. And it was a really cool series, and it didn't really take off, but it was. I think that would have been a fantastic live action show. Guys that have all of a sudden a semi-automatic gun as an arm, or somebody else that has a leg. It was kind of like in Death Proof of the Rose McGowan had the machine gun leg. It was a lot like that. So that was that's a cool one.
That'd be fantastic. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kirby. It's been an honor.
All right, brother. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Well, guys, if you'd like to find out more about Kirby Morrow, you can check out the links down below in the description, and don't forget to subscribe down below to HannaTalk as well as Simon Hanna Music, and follow me on both Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget, if you guys have any suggestions for anything at all, leave them down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much. This is Simon, signing off.